Welcome back, everybody. Rocket Powered Ape here with another episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Sorry about the delay, but life got in the way, so without further ado, let's get going. Load game. I think, let's just make sure I load the proper one this time. 63150, 63142. Okay, so it is the autosave. Alright, load game. Press Shift Enter to immediately end your turn. Okay. So I can't remember if I read this last time, so I'm just going to open up by reading this. Hey oi. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself has grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subside, but their echoes still thrum your insides. Gobbet walks slowly, head down and both hands on her stomach, whispering a conversation to someone or something that only she can see. Her rats are silent and remain hidden in her clothing. Wu pauses a moment, and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets. But returning to Haoi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths accent unsmiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. And it didn't let me finish reading it, but whatever. Alright, so memory serves here, last time I left off, I pretty much just got back from a mission. Do I have any karma to spend? Nope. Activate mission computer. Alright, so yeah, at this point here, yeah, I got all my stuff. My karma's spent. I don't really have enough new yen to do anything. So I'm gonna go to my hideout, talk to my party for a bit, and go on the next mission. Up we go. Safe boat. Really? Safe boat. Hatch. Hatch to where? I'll figure that out in a minute. That's stairs. And that's my stash, right. Alright. So let's take a look at this computer. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. Blinking message in the upper right corner notifies that you have 6 unread messages. Check your inbox for messages. Yes, I know I have 6. Welcome to Haoi. Rocket Powered Ape, on behalf of your friends at the Haoi Chamber of Commerce and the Swift Winds Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Haoi and to our new business venture, says kindly Ching. Yeah, that's nice. I've already lined up 3 jobs for you. The details of each are contained in a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, as I will update you with new opportunities as they occur. NTC. Okay. So, business as usual in a CRPG. Alright, your mission computer. Isabel. Hey, Ape. I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got it trolling for are things like, are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. Okay. I've also patched in a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowlands BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the street, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. Yeah. Alright, resources. Bao Yan Jun. Bao. It's Bao. Hello, Bao. How are you doing? I've been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present in Haoi. Auntie Chang has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Too late, Bao. I already figured all that out. But whatever. Ermine Cafe, that person, at Club 88 is an excellent resource for acquiring additional weapons should you require any. If you're in need of magical supplies, go to the Parlor of 5 Phases if you desire training in the path of the adept. Seek out Spider Shen. She can help you as well as supply you with any close quarters weapons that you might desire. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supplies. The proprietor, 10-Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Palace is a Wampoan-run supplier of the local decking community. Place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign going in the sky. If you need drones, Reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best, and I pity you. Why? Don't you like drones, Bao? Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Bao. What a sunny personality that guy has. Serial killer. Another one from Kindly Chang. Okay. I've got a problem, ape, and you're going to help me solve it. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. I was going to do it anyway. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider after all. Okay, I was just wondering whether they'd explain this to me, because I was just thinking, what the hell is a Wampoan? Okay, the Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Whampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. Okay. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Haoi. I've hit a snag, though. The Whampoan elders, their excuse me, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and you're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Whampoans have a delegate here in Haoi by the name of Maximum Law? Okay. Speak with him if you wish to know about Whampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. Why are you sending me to talk to him, then? You get your ass down to Whampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Take the run. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they might shoot you if you don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Ending jobs. Back to route. Check your inbox for new messages. So if this is like the other two games, I can just accept all the quests and then do them in what order I want at my leisure. Let's see if it's the same here. Another one from Kindly Chang. Because, yeah, the last three are going to be the missions. Welcome to the Shadows Ape. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Tai Po. I'll attach a copy of the video message that he sent me. Mr. Drake is an orc. Okay. The screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Cheng. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investigator by the name of Liu Hua. There we go. Liu Hua? Yeah, I gotta stop trying to pronounce these names. I just keep making an idiot of myself. Which is exactly why I'm gonna keep trying to pronounce them. Moving on! Decided to expand his manor house to the outsides of Tai Po. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He hit a snag with local government officials. However, they supported the land his estate was built on. They suspected that the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it. All of them dating from the Song Dynasty. Okay. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and cataloged. Well, yeah, if it's from the Song Dynasty, I sure hope somebody's properly recording and cataloging it. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several areas of catacombs at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song Dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. So older than dirt. Got it. Alright, before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Lou called in his allies in Tantien Incorporated. Lou sold the entire site to Tantien, who then leased it back to him, because Tantien is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong. Local authorities were powerless to stop Lou from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. Okay. So does this guy perhaps walk around holding a giant sign that says I'm a douchebag? He doesn't need one. Probably just broadcasts it. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? Okay, yeah, this guy doesn't need a douchebag sign. It's probably going to be pretty clear he's a douche when I meet him. The odds of there being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil. But he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Lou has continued his excavations using Tantien contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. I guess he's possessed. My guess is possession. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Or Wendigos. Maybe there's Wendigos down there. That'd be awesome. No, there's not really many Wendigos in Shadowrun, if at all. Ghouls, maybe? Could be ghouls. Whatever is down there is too dangerous to be left in Lou's hands. Yeah, my guess is ghouls. Could be a Wendigo, though. It'd be awesome if it was a Wendigo. I want to fight a Wendigo. Lou must have found my data line tapped, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. The last thing I heard him talking about were a pair of ancient texts that workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. Okay, so not Wendigos, not ghouls. Cursed book! I was actually kind of looking forward to shooting some ghouls. Oh well, Cursed book works too. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Why do you want me to bring those things to you, you moron? Please let there be an option to leave the scary book buried where it belongs. Yes, bring me the incredibly dangerous book that turned my friend and business partner into a selfish dick who's gonna grave rob. No. If there's an option to burn those things, I'm gonna burn them. Beyond the 2 texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. Those I will bring to you unless they're useful to me. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. Good. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Lou's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, and I'll scrub the mission. So, be very careful to stay hidden on this one, I guess. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I'd prefer they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. Well, if you want me to smash and grab, then why didn't you just say go in there, do business as usual? There you have it, a nice simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? Yes, I can. I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Take the run. I'm kindly checking. Excellent. Excellent. I've attached directions to Lou's estate to this message. Good luck. Don't fuck it up. Alright, back to route. Check for new messages. Geomantic sabotage. Geomancy is big business in the Free Enterprise Zone. Here in Hong Kong, Feng Shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wuzing Incorporated, I think, whatever. Wuxing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale chi manipulation here in the Free Enterprise Zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel chi from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that they call Wuxing Sky Tower. There, it is focused and transformed into good fortune through the building's geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes that it's time for Wuxing's good luck to run out. Okay then. So basically this mission is to bust into some guy's house and ruin his feng shui. I don't know whether that's awesome or stupid. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and just let's go with a little of both. This is stupid awesome. Yeah, this mission is going to be stupid awesome. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of chi throughout the building, but you are to do so in two distinct fashions. Oh no. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly, Abe. Why did you suddenly forget how to pronounce the word subtly? Subtly altering the environment of that level. This will consist of minor adjustment of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. So let me get this straight. You're hiring a Shadowrunner to mess up people's desks. Okay. Ordinary, even subtle disturbances of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make a much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified that he would like you to destroy the large Buddhist statue. And there it is! Yep, this is going to be stupid awesome. I'm going to have to fight a giant Buddha ghost, aren't I? Smash the thing to bits and leave them scattered across the rooftop. Yeah, no, if that doesn't summon an angry spirit, I will be very disappointed in you, game. This level of destruction will keep Wuxing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wuxing to hear. I have utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. Given your own skills with magic, you should have an easy time identifying the most effective ways to disrupt the chi of the building. True. Good. Contact me when you finish the job, and I'll send you your cut of the payment. Click. Alright, go back. Alright. Inbox, old messages, jobs directory. View all pending jobs, none. Just double checking here. Alright, anything to do with the Shadowland? Let's see. Do I have any pay data? I don't think I do. Oh yeah, I totally do. Alright. Okay, so the exotic animal dealer contacts are going up. Remain active for 2 days, blah blah blah. I come back later and pick up the money for that. Alright, search BBS for relevant keywords. Misconnections. This is pretty much what the Shadowland, it's kind of like if you don't know your Shadowrun lore, the Shadowland BBS is basically like the internet for Shadowrunners. It's like if a bunch of deckers got together and they're like, you know what, the regular Matrix is too loud. It's too easy to get noticed there. So let's just build our own internet. And yes, it probably does have blackjack and hookers. You, rappelling down the side of an unmanned luxury hotel in a ball gown on Monday night. Me, admiring the view from the 28th floor urinals during the private soiree for an unnamed corporation that I was infiltrating. What? Our eyes met briefly before you dropped out of sight. Your long, dark hair had come loose from your cheekbone, framing your beautiful flushed face. I will never forget it. You were carrying a duffel bag bulging with stolen prototype weaponry. Well, I filched the intel that goes with Can We Connect? Very funny, Blackjack. I'm sorry the job went sideways. I got trapped and had only one way out. They were supposed to have each other's backs. Just wait till you hear the way that I had to take. We gotta lay low for now. Why are we posting about this on a public message board? Okay, so there's that. I'm not sure if that'll be relevant, but that was kind of cool. There's red herrings all the time in games like this. That could be relevant, that could just be something cool to read. Been hearing some buzz about some mainlander terrorists that showed up in Victoria Harbor and had a shootout with the HKPF the other day. Anybody heard anything on that? That being said, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that duffel bag. I want that duffel bag full of weapons. Ming Pao said there were 4 of them that got away. 1 elf, 2 orcs and a dwarf. A troll, an elf, and a human were all killed on the... Oh, motherfucker! That's me! Where is it there? Members of the White Star, oh piss off, of Henan coming out to start trouble against the Executive Council. Yeah, the former Lone Star guy gets lumped in with White Star. Real creative there, guys. And that's an in-universe sarcastic remark, by the way. That actually is kind of clever in terms of real rating. Anyways. Still cheesy as hell, though. Anyway, looks like there's a 50,000 new yen reward for any information leading to their capture. The HKPF seems pretty nervous about letting those bastards walk freely around the streets. Really? Only 50,000? Huh. That's actually... considering how many criminals got away, they should be offering at least 100 grand. You think they'd actually pay out to somebody like us? Not a chance. Yeah, this is true. So not only are they not offering enough, but they probably won't pay the guy who hauls them in. That's a very good point. Or hauls us in, but I'm not getting hauled in. Anybody who tries, I'm going to shoot him. Or, well, spellcast them, I guess. No, that's still shooting them, I suppose. Walk in there to claim the reward. You're getting thrown in the hole with them. The HKPF doesn't keep promises to the sinless. No, they do not. Couldn't hurt to try. Yes, it could. Because I know the police. They're all dirty. They're only in it to protect their paychecks, and they don't give a damn about anybody else. Believe me, I'm just looking out for your best interests. Like you and your triad looked out for my brother, you know he's still paying for his reconstructive surgery, you bastard. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes rather than pull a gun on me. Simple as that. Poetry slam. Okay. Maybe this will be relevant, maybe not. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, poets and Shadowrunners, welcome to the first annual Shadowland Poetry Slam. There are no rules and there are also no prizes except bragging rights, which, without further ado, yeah, this is just flavor, but let's read it anyways. How long do you think we can keep this going before the trolls show up or a sysadmin shuts us down? Why would they shut it down? It's a free board. We can be poetic if we want. Just trust me, it happens. Oh yeah, it certainly does. For some reason, these things always draw the worst sort of attention. Are you going to give us a poem, or are you going to stand around complaining about why you can't? Alright, I've got one. Wait for it. Synth muscle smart links, neural boosters, cyber limbs, all fall to grenades. Huh. Okay. That's a very cool cyberpunk haiku. A little musing on the transience of life in the shadows. Very nice, sir. When the long shadows fall on Hong Kong, neon lights pierce the coming night. Tread with me the velvet blackness, let no lamp shine on our deeds. That one's entitled Our Hour. This might just have been the most pompous thing I've ever read. Try this one on for size. Lasers are red, shadows are black. With Matt on the street, you'd best watch your back. Better pompous than uncreative, Mad. My poem wasn't pompous, you uncultivated rube. It was a homage to Wang Wei, the famous Tang Dynasty master of the Zhuizhu form of poetry. It's traditional, unlike that ridiculous limerick that you posted. And this is why the admins are going to shut the thread down, you knuckleheads. Now, I don't think you have to take the word slam quite so literally. Hey, you people know the rules. Poetry slams have been out of boards on the BBS since the Laughing Man debacle of 55. If you want to sling your fancy words, do it on a different forum. I'm shutting this thread down. Told you. In other words, they don't want poetry slam threads because it starts stupid arguments. Okay. Oh, that was funny. Alright, I got a courier job next week that's supposed to take me into the walled city. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, and I've never been to Hong Kong, but I heard that place is dangerous as hell. Is there anything I should know? Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. It's just a low-cost housing development full of hard-working people here. Here, take a look at this news report. Oh, God. A short trid clip begins playing. This is Sunny Chung. Chiang Chang. Sunny somebody. With Horizon News. On today's sunny side... Is that a woman or a man? Oh. She's wearing lipstick. So I'm guessing that's a woman. Okay. Because yeah, assuming that's pronounced Cheng, then I've actually met both women and men named Cheng. And, yeah. So, whatever. Anyway, the Kulon Walled City, a blight on the free enterprise zone, or low-cost housing for the economically disadvantaged. We'll introduce you to some of the hardworking residents. Oh, now it's actually pretty obvious that's a woman now that I think about it. Ape, you are being a dummy. Oh well. We'll introduce you to some of the hardworking residents. How they live and how they contribute to the growth and prosperity of our city. A montage sequence begins, showcasing the destitute poor of the walled city going about their daily lives. The shots have been carefully chosen, showing only smiling and productive residents, a stark contrast to your own experience inside it. Many residents of Hong Kong regard the walled city as a place of no return. To outsiders, it's the last stop on a long road to homelessness. Rumors abound of feral ghouls, unsafe living conditions, and triad extortion. Yeah, and they're all true! Yet when we went there, the reality was far different. You're lying! What we saw will shock you. Citizens of Hong Kong working and living just like the rest of us. Their apartments are smaller, and their shops more modest, but the people who live here wouldn't be out of place anywhere in the Fez. Citizens like shoemaker Chow Sang Sui. The scene cuts to an elderly man in a closet-sized stall filled with shoemaking equipment. He smiles broadly at the camera. Oh, I love it here. We have a community, you know. We're like family. Maybe we don't have as nice a view as they do in Repulse Bay, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's not paradise, no, but it's my home. I grew up here. How could I possibly leave? So basically what I'm getting here is that the news quote-mined people who like living on the streets. Yeah, there's investigative. There's integrity in journalism for you. I love this game. Camera shifts back to Sunny Cheng, who now stands in front of one of the entrances to the walled city. Contrary to popular opinion, the walled city serves a vital function. The poor and downtrodden find a home in the walled city, a community where they have a voice, can work, and even prosper, far from being the eyesore that the video suddenly stutters, freezes, and ends. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. She keeps going on about what a good place the walled city is and how we all need it. Don't buy any of it. It may not be hell, but you can see it from there. Freedom Cowboy's just trying to get you in trouble. So how do you know the real story? Because I grew up there. You know what it's really like? It's eating old broth made from rat bones because there's nothing else. It's watching your neighbors sell their 5-year-old son to organ laggers so they don't starve to death. Moving on! When you die in the walled city, your neighbors cheer because they'll get the clothes off your back. I wouldn't wish the walled city on my worst enemy. No more posts. Go back. Go back. Shadowland BBS, blah blah blah. Walk away! Go to the Emperor's Tomb. Go to Wampoa, track down the serial killer. Disrupt the Feng Shui! Hello! It's oppressively hot down here and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted this space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and Duraplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at the monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning. Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of a Russian accent there, but it's buried under layers of nuance. Please stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment, and unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manner of tools in here that could take your hand clean off. Yeah, I'm a spellcaster, so I'm going to be heeding that. I don't want any implants outside of my data jack, thank you very much. Take your time, I won't touch anything. Ah, you're very kind, thank you. Examine the robotic arms mounted on the ceiling. Try to see what's on the screen. Yeah, he said don't touch anything, so I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to look at things. The feed on the monitor looks like some sort of design software. You can see what appears to be a slim, spidery appendage in orthographic and perspective views. Very good, yes, that's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed. Okay, you're kind of freaky looking. He turns towards you smiling, and for the first time you can see his face. He has broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw, and his eyes are like flecks of ice. So sorry to have... Well, I guess he would be handsome if he didn't look like he never slept and was covered in an inch of grease. Anyway, moving on. Zero. Tracer Zero. Good to meet you. Rocket Power Daves. No problem. Don't worry about it. Why don't you tell me? Zero. Tracer Zero. Good to meet you. And you as well. Now tell me, what can I do for... His voice trails off in as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. Oh, he was building a leg for the drone. Okay. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. Oh, it's a spider drone. Okay. The man's smile tilts, and his tone goes apologetic. Please don't mind the drone. He can be territorial, but so long as you remain civil, he will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ractor. My mechanical counterpart is called Koshe. Shake his hand. Slap him 5. Sup, man. Refuse to shake. Good to meet you. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. I am very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Heoi, it is important to be on good terms with neighbors. Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you some questions if you have the time. Absolutely. Yeah. He glances at the bracer on his forearm. A technical display winks to life, then gutters out. Very well. This morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. There's time enough to talk. When you said this morning's casting, what do you mean? Exactly what I said, a casting that I made of a new locomotive assembly for Koshe. He gestures at the display above the work table. A biomimetic design. Oh, cool. As you can see, this one is inspired by the walking legs of a decapod crustacean. The mangrove crab, to be specific. Okay, so not a spider droid, a crab droid. Okay. You're designing drone parts in here, that's fascinating. And will this new leg assembly make your drone more effective? That remains to be seen, but there is more to life than combat effectiveness, is there not? Yes, this is true. By fabricating new components for Koshei, I can unlock options, different ways of being. Even the failures, and there have been many, have value in this context. How'd you learn to do all this? Wouldn't it be simpler to design the parts here? More training and experience than I care to mention. He offers you a wry smile. Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now it's more of a calling, one that I'm free to pursue, and now that I've freed myself from the shackles of corporate servitude. Okay, Koshei is an interesting name for a drone. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yes, I suppose it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized position after a villain from a fairy tale. A nod to my heritage, I suppose. I don't know the story he's talking about, so even if I did have this etiquette, I might just ask this anyways, so... What was the fairy tale about? Spit it out! A thoroughly unpleasant person. Well, I kind of guessed that. Koshei the Deathless, he was called, and for good reason. His soul was cleverly hidden outside of his body, and he could not be killed so long as it remained intact. Is that a spare body? Are you planning to download yourself into that thing if you die? Because that totally happens in Shadowrun sometimes. Anyway, moving on. Koshei was a villain and the notorious kidnapper of a woman. But something about him always stuck with me. I suppose that it was the notion of immortality through cleverness that resonated. Yeah, he's totally building the drone so he can download his brain into it when he dies. Anyway, moving on, there was something to be learned from that, I was sure. And so, when it came time to name my beloved creation, he was the first name that came to mind. And is your drone deathless like its namesake? In a manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of his architecture, and his core programming is stored on disk in a secret location. Should he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once to automate the self-repair process, I must confess. It was really quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day I will reclaim it, and Koshei will become as deathless as the stories claim. But it will not be today. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that thing so you can finish your robot. Are you Russian? I thought I caught a hint of an accent there. He nods. You have a good ear, I'm impressed. Yes, I grew up in Niznani Novgorod. That place. Went to school there, started my career there in the industrial sector. A fairly common story, I'm sure. Yep. But I have also traveled a great deal, and in so doing I have absorbed a number of other languages and dialects. How many languages do you speak? If you were born and raised in Russia, what brings you to Hong Kong now? Well, you've done a good job of dropping your original accent. Or are you trying to distance yourself from your homeland? How many languages did... Boop. The same thing that attracts many of the Free Enterprise Zone. Opportunity. You yourself are a recent transplant, are you not? Your Cantonese is heavily accented in the style of many UCAS expats. That isn't a criticism, mind you. It's just a statement of fact. Yeah, I'm new here, not by choice. You're right, I'm originally from Seattle. I grew up running the streets of the Redmond Barrens. Every day out of that place is a good one. You're right, I'm originally from Seattle. I figured as much. You're lucky to have lived in such a great city. Yeah, probably a lot. Yeah, honestly, in the Shadowrun universe, you are way... Like, living in Seattle, still crappy, but it's a lot better than Hong Kong. A lot better than Hong Kong. One day after my business in Hong Kong has concluded, I would like to travel there myself and to visit its Renraku arcology. That's the reason why Seattle kinda sucks in the Shadowrun universe. It's all Renraku's fault, really. Like, they are pretty much like the... I think I mentioned this before, but not really in any detail. Like, Renraku... Like, there's a whole bunch of mega corporations in Shadowrun. Renraku's, like, the famous one. They're the big one. They're the one that gets in the most trouble and pulls the most bullshit and makes the most mistakes and summons the most monsters by accident and so on and so forth. Oh, also, Also that arcology? Yeah, it houses an insane AI. Anyway, moving on. One day, after my business in Hong Kong is concluded, I would like to travel there myself and to visit the Renraku arcology. I've heard many impressive things about it on the Scry, the automated systems that... yeah, whatever. The automated systems that it employs are rumored to be quite impressive. I should like to study them someday. Oh, that must be the AI I was talking about. About the Scree or whatever, yeah. I couldn't remember what it's called, so I'm guessing that's the name of the AI. But yeah, no, crazy AI. Renraku Arcology is run by a crazy AI. Yeah, that totally never bites him in the ass. I'm lying! We got some interesting machinery in here. Not the kind you typically see outside of corporate settings. You said that you used to work for a corp, whose payroll were you on? Keeping all this machinery can't be cheap. I have to get back. Whose payroll were you on? He sighs. That is something of a sore subject. My department was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer under the best of terms. I will tell you that I worked for Grecian Aviacorps. Never heard of it. But you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail. Honestly, I don't really care. I was kind of hoping it would be one of the megacorps I knew about. You've got some interesting machinery in here. Not the kind you typically see outside of corporate settings. Keeping all this machine running can't be cheap. How can you afford it? Let's see. Outside corporate settings, blah blah blah. He smiles. The same could be said of many in Haoi. I'm sure this is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity? The robotic arms that you've got over there, they look like something taken from an automotive assembly plant. I'm most interested in that drone you have there. Yeah, I know what a robot arm is. Like, ooh, is that a cyber deck? Can I have it? Anyway, moving on. Tell me that drone. Koshe? Ah, but my friend, you are wrong. You will never find his like in any corporate factory or lab. He is mine, my own creation. From the top of his sensor cluster to the tips of his claws, I designed him, fabricated his components, and built him by hand. Impressive. He shrugs, no more so than anyone else who follows his passions and perfects his crafts. Crafting all of this machine, keeping all this, afford it. Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There are always corporations in need of design consultants. You'd be surprised by how lucrative such work can be, and there is always other work that I can turn to in a pinch. So you work under the table for corporations, doing no-no projects that they want to keep off the books. Okay, fair enough. You said that you did other work besides consulting. Care to tell me what kind? I have a feeling I know. Pause for a second, something flashes. Koshe, no. Sorry. He pauses, and for a second something flashes in his eye. Koshe lowers its body into a crouch. A rather personal question, wouldn't you say? Maybe, but then we're having a personal conversation. You're a Shadowrunner, just admit it. Indeed we are, but even in personal conversation, certain topics can be held off limits. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable discussing my side work with relative strangers. Suffice it to say, my freelance activities often fall on the illicit end of the spectrum. Tell you what, I'm going to take a guess. You're a Shadowrunner, aren't you? He gives you a shallow nod. I dislike the term, but yes, I run the shadows. What gave me away? Your drone. People on the up and up don't build murder bots for fun. Yeah, forget the other two. That's what I'd say. He shakes his head slightly, a sad look on his face. Well, that's what clued me in. It wasn't that hard to figure out. I have a drone, and I look like a greasy dude, and I live in a community full of Shadowrunners. Could he be a Shadowrunner? Durr. I wonder. He shakes his head slightly, a sad look in his face. Such a reductive assessment, I assure you, you're selling my little counterpart quite short. Koshe is combat capable, very much so, but that is far from his only purpose. Oh yeah, I know, but point stands. People on the up and up do not build their drones to be efficient murder machines. They build them to bring them sodas or something. Koshe scuttles forward, its glowing red eyes low to the ground. Light glints off the metal of its armored chassis. Ractor runs a hand over the drone's killing legs, caressing the sculpted metal with his fingertips. That being said, I cannot deny that Koshei's aptitude for butchery is important to my work. Should you ever get the opportunity to see him in action, you will understand why. Seems like everybody on this boat runs the shadows. Why not pool our resources and work together? Yes, finally! Took you long enough to get to that! Purses his lips, considering a compelling offer. I'm doing quite well on my own, but I must admit that there are certain jobs for which I am unsuited. Yeah, gee, no kidding. Magic eludes me, it doesn't elude me. And I'm not a decker, I am! Yay! Perfect! We actually make a really good team then. My strength comes from material objects in the real world. My strength comes from the metaphysical and from fucking with people's computers. Solid things with mass and heft, things that I can build and operate. Sadly, a great many clients are only interested in teams that display a mastery over the intangible. That's me! This group of yours, do you have people who can cover those bases? Me! If so, then perhaps we can help each other out. How can you not already know that? You live right beneath our feet. Yes, we have a shaman and a decker, both competent at their jobs. Yep. We also got a former security expert. I guess that's the best way to describe Duncan. In that case, I will accept your offer on a provisional basis. We'll do a few runs together and see how we get on. If our association bears fruit, it will continue. If not, I will bid you my farewell and go back to working alone. How does that sound? Welcome aboard. Very good. Excellent. When you receive a job, you know where to find me. My skills and resources are at your disposal. And with that, I'm afraid I must bid you good day. I still have work to do down here. This leg assembly won't clean itself. I'll be in touch. Looking forward to working with you. And I with you. Holy crap, that guy was talkative. I've been at this for almost an hour, so not only is he gonna bid me adieu, but I will bid you guys adieu. See you next time.